Welcome to the 2020-2021 Academic and Scholarship Awards. It is a pleasure to have you all with us, especially after such a long time. Students, parents, families, and special guests to celebrate impressive academic accomplishments during the school year. This is the time when teachers, staff, and advisors recognize the hard work and achievements of students in their classrooms and beyond. We also acknowledge the additional support these students receive from their parents, families, and community partners. Let's take a moment and give a round of applause to those who encourage our young people outside of school. It is the mission of the Cordova School District to utilize our unique natural surroundings and the active involvement of parents and community to provide a safe learning environment that offers challenging curricula and activities while developing successful, responsible citizens for the future. If tonight's awards are any indication, we are certainly accomplishing that mission at Cordova High School. We will begin our academic awards by turning our attention to the students and their many successes during the 2020-2021 school year. Faculty members will present their respective awards, beginning with Mrs. Adams.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams, and good evening, parents and students. I have the distinction of speaking first, and I will be brief. I am Deborah Adams, and I teach high school English and Alaska history for the first time this year. It's been an interesting school year, and you'll probably hear that repeated this evening. And I'm so proud of what we've been able to accomplish, even with many adjustments we've all had to make. The first group of students to honor tonight are the freshmen of English 9. The 6 students receiving the award for excellence in English have grown in their analytical process, writing skills, and reading experience. 3 are from the morning cohort and 3 are from the afternoon. I see them continuing to grow as they move on to English 10. And as I call your names, please come up the stairs one at a time to receive your certificates. This year's students earning excellence in English 9 are Vincent Nonstein, Levi Pearson, and Floyd Whitso. I want to offer my congratulations to these hardworking students. They make my afternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays a bright spot in the week. Thank you, gentlemen. English 10 raises the bar from English 9 and introduces students to more complex literature. And this year I have 3 students to recognize. 1 is in the morning cohort and 2 in the afternoon cohort. These students are consistent and responsible in all that they do. They set the standard in English 10 by which I measure the work for the whole class. The English 10 award for the afternoon cohort goes to Jacob Rainey and Aaliyah Tiedemann. Congratulations, and I am so proud of the work that we've been able to accomplish, even though it's been in half the amount of time. Thank you very much, you two. And finally, AP Language and Composition is, of course, open to juniors and seniors. It requires students to be committed starting in the summer, and up until the exam they will take at 7:15 tomorrow morning. They have been asked to analyze, argue, synthesize over and over again this year, and tomorrow they will put these skills to work. These students are persistent, they're thoughtful, curious, and creative. I am so fortunate to have been their teacher. There were 6 students in the morning, and there is a couple in the afternoon, I believe. The student earning the award for excellence in AP language this year for the afternoon cohort is Maya Russell. I know that Maya has her heart in science. Maya is also a fabulous writer and a passionate poet. And I think that you can put your science and your poetry together at some point in the future, Maya. And to help you along, I've got a little book. Congratulations. Thank you, students, for your hard work, for allowing me to share my days with you in the classroom and online. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Ammerman, and I'm fortunate to be able to teach the junior high students, in particular in the fields of English, history, and art. And this year, I've got kind of 4 different realms of awards for students. And as I call the students, if you just want to come up here and then stay up here until I'm totally done, that'd be great. So I just want to start with English. And the first award that I have, I actually think I might have switched around. In here it says that I have Morgan Saget for the Excellence in English Award, Poet Don't You Know It? But it turns out that she just won an honorable mention in the 38th Annual Creative Writing Contest for 6th through 8th grade fiction. And it's a contest done by the University of Alaska in Anchorage and the Anchorage Daily News. So I'm like, hey, maybe she deserves the Storyteller Award. At any rate, Morgan Saget, come on down. And another writer, somebody who's totally committed to the act of writing in class this year has been Phoebe Chappitt. And in particular, I actually think the Poet Don't You Know It fits pretty well for you, Phoebe. You've been really tackling the poetry all year long. So why don't you go ahead and come on up too? So as I mentioned, I also teach U.S. history this year, and in particular, I have kind of 3 history buff awards to hand out as well. These students are students who are committed to really learning the stories, really doing the research. They know that history is messy. They really have been digging into the primary and the secondary sources to kind of find out what the real story is. And those students are J.R. Kimado, in particular, these discussion directors, they're real leaders when it comes to kind of having in-class discussions. They really ask powerful questions. They also do a very good job encouraging their classmates to enter the conversation as well. And this particular award for discussion director goes to Yag Nassis. Art year has been tremendous. There's a lot of really dedicated artists this year, and really that plays a huge role in how much you get out of art is how much time you put into it. So both of the awards that I'm giving out kind of play into that regard. The first award is for a sketchbook star, so it's somebody who really takes the time every week. We do a sketchbook assignment, and they really take the time every week to really commit some time to bettering themselves through their sketchbook. And the sketchbook star goes to Jerry L. So Thomas Knopfstein, if you want to come on down.
Throughout high school goes to their Nichols. Classes, and I'm going to call up 3 students who we consider the Apex champs. I'll call up their names, you can come on up and then I'll tell you about them. They are Maya Russin, Hawken McLaughlin, and Zaya Taylor. Because students are working at their own pace independently on a variety of subjects without much help from a teacher, and their accomplishments are largely unnoticed by their classmates because they're working independently. Nevertheless, all 3 of these have tackled some tough courses and done an amazing job. Thank you.
I'm Mr. Carroll, and I'm happy to be teaching mathematics and STEM classes here. I'm going to start off with my awards for math. I've got 2 math classes this year. One is Math 7, and the other one is Algebra 1. And I've got a couple of awards for achievement. These students both have done a really great job this year. They've persevered, and they've achieved a really high grade, and they've just been kept their nose to the grindstone and been doing a really great job all year. And that's in Math 7, Sal Sanders, and in Algebra 1, Levi Pearson. Now on to my computer science awards and STEM awards. In computer science, I've got 2 for computer science achievement, 1 for exemplary leadership, and for helping me out a lot, and for helping the other students in the class out a lot when they get stuck. I think he's a really great asset to the class. The first one is John Idleon. Second one works independently. We collaborate a lot on things, and I help him out, and he helps me out, and I think we have a really good time despite it being a pretty small class, and that's Hawken McLaughlin. I'm also in my computer science. In the first part of the junior high computer science, we learn about computer hardware, software, how the internet works and things. Then we go into web page design, and we go into creating your own game. A lot of times the students are maybe good at coding, but not so great at designing their web pages. But this student, I think, really stood out to me as a web page designer because her designs were always pleasing to the eye and made sense to me, and that's Yagnasis. My last award winner is already standing up here, and this award's for STEAM, and this person just has a passion for it. We've been studying rocketry and stuff, and every time I pull up a video for rocketry, he's already watched it, He knows way more about the Mars rover than I do, even though we've been studying it, the Ingenuity drone, and that's Salvador Sanders. Congratulations to all the students, and thanks for letting me teach them.
My name is Tommy Dow, and I teach math on science. And I had a hard time narrowing down to the appropriate number of students because this year students are really, a lot of students have really been engaged the whole class period, the whole time. And it's been quite an amazing year. And a lot of unexpected surprises. I guess all surprises are unexpected, aren't they? All surprises. But it's been quite a year. The first award I'm going to give is to Devin Blake. I think this is what I tremendously as a student, and he's in two of my classes, and we have some amazing discussions. He's just shown a tremendous amount of improvement and a tremendous amount of scholarship, which is what the award is for, which is scholarship. Okay, next two people I would like to count up are Wesley Jacob and Agatha McLeod. The awards for excellence in physics and scholarship, but they're both just excellence and excellence and excellence. They're both in my physics class, and it's been a pleasure to have you both all here. I don't know what to say other than I feel honored to have them in my class. I learned a lot from talking in the fall, especially a lot of the technological challenges that we had, and it improved my practice tremendously. So, thank you guys. Next two are Terrio and Felipe, or Chico. And tremendous students. Every time I assign a paper, because I make even my math students write a paper or a research paper, Chico is the first to turn his hand. That's tremendous to me. Some of the research papers I've got from not just my English, but all my students. And it's always been a pleasure to have you okay, this is my name of Wyatt.
by himself and a little bit by home. He uses technology to figure out what the best design is, flaws and different things, and make informed decisions on what he wants or how things should turn out. And this year, we still got a little bit of rust on him, though, a little corrosion and everything on him. But I think with a little penetrating oil, he could actually get that rust off and keep going. And this year, the silver dove went to Noah Collins, who was in Cohort A. And the brass nut award, I couldn't really split this one up. There's two students that deserve this one. So I'm giving it, one was in Cohort A and one is in Cohort B. It's like, the brass nut is a very precise piece of equipment. That nut doesn't get any corrosion on it. You can still turn things, take it apart. I happened to have a chance to go down to Capella, down to an oil field down there, an oil refinery, and there was some brass nut on some equipment down there, and that equipment is fairly old. And we was able to turn that brass nut. So if it's been sitting out there probably, I don't know, 50, 60 years, then, it's pretty good stuff. It could be usable, and that these students are the same way. I had these two students in class, and I can give them an assignment and explain a little bit what needs to be done, and then I can get out of the road. And that they're always at work. They're very productive at work, and there will be an asset to any community that they ever go to. So this year, the Brass Nut Awards went to Brady Beckett, which is in Cohort A, and Wyatt Sorensen.
Hi, good evening. I'm Lance Westing, the science teacher 7 through 12 here at the school. And this year, recognizing things a little bit differently. Every student this year from grades 7 through 10 had a chance to do an independent science project. And to complete one of these takes a lot of persistence. Not every student did a science project is getting the word tonight, but the ones who are just really showed a lot of persistence through the whole process. It started back in September. There were parts of this project due for Christmas and more due this semester. And these students, they stuck with it and they were getting things in on time. And at the end of the third quarter, it was time to show that they collected data by doing their experiment. They had it ready to go and to turn in. So, would the following students please come up to this line right up here? Wyatt Sorensen, Aaliyah Tiedemann, Noah Pearson, Jared Amato, Morgan Saget, Sal Saunders. I'm going to tell you just a little tiny bit about each one of their projects. If you want to know more, you can ask them yourselves. The first one was Wyatt Sorensen. He looked at the effects of updrafts. He created a device that made an updraft. It was in his living room and had lots of repeated trials and a lot of data and newspaper clippings. And it was a very unique experiment, and he got it done. Next one is Aaliyah Tiedemann. This one made me laugh because her family members were her experimental subjects and had no sleep. And decided an experiment, and things definitely did not go as planned. But he did this experiment, and it was on his dog. It wasn't anything harmful. It had to do with music. But again, he was very persistent in that completely. Jared Amato had a experiment that had to do with plants, and so with plants, you've got to get your act together very early on. He did. He had lots of different, in his groups, he had, I think, 15 plants in each one, so he had a whole lot of plants he was taking care of, and he wanted to see if it made any difference if you watered your plants basically with dishwater instead of regular water. Okay, Morgan Saget, she, her test subjects, she tried to see if she could get them to not trust their taste buds by coloring lemonade a different color than the lemonade is supposed to be. And Sal Sanders, I think people that know Sal know that he likes technology. We heard one mention already about rockets. His experiment involved rockets. This was very much a learning experience for him. I could tell he ran into a lot of roadblocks, solved a lot of roadblocks, and he tried to collect some data and he got some. But I don't think that things have gone as planned since the beginning for Sal, but he stuck with it, was very persistent.
Hi, I'm the coach of the high school robotics team. This year we had a really great season, ran a little long due to COVID, so about 9 months overall, starting September through April. All the kids on the team put in over 100 hours towards the robot, which a normal class is usually 45 to 50 hours, so they put a lot of effort into this season. And this is one of the highest ranking seasons Cordoba's had overall. All 3 teams placed in the top 10 in the state tournament and won several different awards. So tonight we're going to recognize the students from Cohort B. All the students coming up have received a letter or earned a bar, and they also get a half elective credit towards a STEM credit. So I'll announce them by team and person. There's 12 kids in robotics, 8 of them are in Cohort A, so it should be pretty quick, but I'll still introduce the teams. So the freshman team, they were the second team coming up from the Legacy group, and they did extremely well. They placed in all the tournaments that they competed in. They won a couple different awards on programming, and had a really successful first season. At state, they wound up ranking 6th overall, which is the highest ranking for a freshman team to date. And they also won the Control Award, which is an award specific to the program. And so the team member here on the freshman team is Pearson. Levi was an engineer and captain of the team. The next group was our sophomore team. They were the original Legacy group that came up. They also had a great The next one I wanted to give is I have an all-around MVP. This is someone who was able to support their team throughout the entire experience on the engineering side, the game, the strategy. They came out as a natural team leader. Initially during the season, they're like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, and then they wound up being one of the best builders on the team. His team could change a tire and change the system faster than anyone else in the group, and he helped the group keep focus. So the MVP for this season is going to be by Pearson. The last Wolverine, I kind of mimicked something from the athletics group, Wolverine Award, relative to someone that's shown all the core values for CHS and helping promote their team, grow their team. This guy was at practice every day before me. I usually showed up 15 to 20 minutes early. So he was always eager, ready to go. He always stayed late and made sure things were cleaned up. If his team members weren't here or other team members, he'd contact them. Had a really positive season, led his team well. He's not here, but we'll get it to him. That award goes to Logan Davies. Great season, and we're going to you guys again next year. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. Wow, we have some amazing students here. My name is Lauren Bean. I work for the Prince William Sound Science Center, and I am here to recognize our graduating Tsunami Bowl senior, and maybe just hold a little bit. I have a lot to say, so don't come up quite yet. I'll point to you. Maya Repson. Maya joined Tsunami Bowl as a freshman. She walked into her first meeting, looked at me and said, I know absolutely nothing about the ocean. She wasn't ashamed or looking for reassurance, not that she should have been, she was just stating a fact, but a fact that she seemed right then and there determined to change. I had no idea that the self-admitted ocean novice would become one of the most dedicated, hardworking, and determined members of the Tsunami Bowl team I've ever coached. If you're not familiar with National Ocean Sciences Bowl, this competition is really intense. It's fast-paced, it covers material from all fields of marine sciences, chemistry, biology, social sciences, anthropology, history, you name it. If it happens in, on, near, or around the ocean, it is fair game. As a competitor, you are seated in a row with your teammates and facing off against another school to buzz in the fastest. So not only do you have to know all of it, but you also have to be really quick. Toss-up questions are multiple choice, the question is read, and then 4 answers are given. But the rules also allow you to what they call interrupt the moderator at any point in the reading of the question, if you know the correct answer. The catch here is that if you haven't heard all or any of the choices, you have to be sure that what comes out of your mouth matches the exact answer as it is seen on their answer sheet. No adding of any letters or any articles, it has to be the exact answer. So, at this point, Maya's a senior, and as our team captain, she knows the answers to most ocean-related questions thrown her way, and is quick on the buzzer. But it wasn't always like that. You remember, she said she didn't know anything about the ocean her freshman year. In her first year of competition, she was a quieter player, unsure in her answers and hesitant to buzz in. Until, and Miss Adams, this is for you, her question came up her freshman year. The moderator started to read an elimination round question. This aging fisherman in the novel, buzz, the room goes silent, no one knows how someone knows the answer to this question after 6 words have been read, but Maya is recognized and very emphatically shouts, Santiago! And she was right. That was the question, or the answer is it was on the page. The shock was felt around the room. She just answered a question with 6 words, and she had gotten it correct. And I think this was the turning point in her Tsunami Bowl career. Since then, Maya has been referred to on the Tsunami Bowl team as Maya Santiago Rusin. I'm embarrassing her. And Maya, you can start making your way up here. What a career you have had. Over the past 4 years, you have represented Cordoba as part of 4 separate Tsunami Bowl teams, and they're very fun ocean fun names: Voldatort, Photosynthesistas, the Backstreet Buoys, and the Terra Squad. Maya, as part of these teams, you've written over 60 pages of scientific literature review on various topics, given over 90 minutes of oral presentations to scientists in the field, your community, and audiences of your peers. You've participated in roughly 300 hours of ocean science-related team practices. You've put in long hours, met for Sunday morning practices, made dozens of Quizlets, which I didn't ask you to do, scrimmaged other teams, fundraised during holiday breaks, practiced on ferries, even though you were terrified, practiced in vans, and this year over Zoom. And all that work has paid off. The state titles under your belt include 2 third-place research papers, best oral presentation, 2nd place best overall project, best overall project in the state, a 3rd place overall finish, and a 2nd place overall finish in the state, and the very first ever 1st place finish during a design challenge. Weather events on coastal Alaska, ocean observing to ocean acidification, economic and ecological resilience in the face of hardship, and climate change-induced disruptions to Arctic processes. Through hard work and fierce dedication, you have helped build a team with a strong reputation. But more importantly, you have been a fabulous leader to your teammates and built a team that people want to be a part of, and that I am proud to coach. I want to thank you for everything you've put into this team, for that hard work and dedication, for your drive and tenacity. But mostly I want to thank you for representing your school, your community, and yourself in the best way possible. So, from the freshman who knew nothing about the ocean, to the graduate heading off to study it, look how far you've come. I can't wait to see what you do next.
We now move on to 2 awards for 8th graders that not only mark the end of the junior high experience, but also acknowledge exemplary qualities and offer encouragement to these young people as they move into high school. These awards are named in honor of 2 individuals that embody the exceptional qualities in their time here at Cordova Junior Senior High School. Al Cade, the teacher and coach, and Josh Nichols, the student. Teachers nominate and vote on these awards each year. The first award is for outstanding sportsmanship. This award recognizes a student who exhibits fair and generous treatment of others, and someone who accepts the responsibility and privilege of representing CHS and Cordova. In and outside of the classroom, this student has teamwork on their mind. The 2021 Al Cade Award for Outstanding Sportsmanship for an 8th grader goes to Maggie Percy. Maggie celebrated in the previous ceremony. And now the award for Most Outstanding 8th Grader. This award recognizes a student who is kind, considerate, a good athlete, and a friend to everyone. The 2021 Josh Nichols Award for Most Outstanding 8th Grader goes to Thomas Nostine. Students are recognized based on our commitment, accountability, and spirit. Students receive individual core value awards, and a student of the quarter is recognized for demonstrating all 5 core values. They are recognized at an assembly and with a financial award from CTC. At the end of the school year, faculty reflect back on the high school students of the quarter and any seniors who were recognized with core value awards to choose one who most exemplifies these characteristics. Here's what teachers had to say about this year's winner. She has been a thoughtful and hardworking student since she walked into my classroom as a freshman and has continued to be so even with the many disappointments of this past year. She is passionate about learning. She strives for excellence. She has enriched all of our classrooms. For her, it is about the learning, the wanting to know and understand. The high grades are just a byproduct of her acting on curiosity. She has always been kind and courteous, a gentle leader, a driven student who's so well-rounded. During the entirety of homecoming weekend, she put a special touch on the weekend festivities for one student in particular to help make her senior homecoming extra special. You are most definitely going places in a big way. Thank you for being you. Previously recognized as a Wolverine Core Value Award winner for Passion her sophomore year, the Student of the Quarter winner for junior year, and most recently, the Student of the Quarter for the 4th quarter for this, her senior year. This student represents all 5 core values. I am so pleased to announce that the 2020-2021 Student of the Year is Maya Russell. Then there are resumes to be written and essays to write, questionnaires to fill out, and most likely detailed financial information to provide to complete strangers. Then you must find references, trusted adults who have been your teachers, your bosses, your counselors, your mentors, who are willing to write wonderful things about you. And then there are deadlines, and then the waiting. But sometimes it's all worth it. You are rewarded with a little or a lot of help to pursue your dreams. And that is what we are here to recognize. I will now turn it over to our school counselor, Ms. Dunn.
Before we announce the scholarships, I want to take a moment to thank all of our local scholarship contributors. Altogether, this year you awarded our seniors $35,384. Thank you for investing in our students. The Cordova Wolverines Cross Country Scholarship recognizes the efforts recipients have made while participating in the sport of cross-country running and encourages the continuation of making running a part of a healthy lifestyle in the future. This year, the $500 award goes to Zaya Taylor. For Student Council and Concessions for 20 years, and National Honor Society for 12 years. Mr. Church started Future Problem Solvers and coached for 18 years, with many of his teams going to international competition. He started the Close-Up program at Cordova Junior Senior High School for both state and nationals. Mr. Church also started the Education Extension Center and developed it into the community college. He actively supported his own children in their sports. In Mr. Church's memory, his family would like to present 2 scholarships tonight. $500 to Grace Marie Reyes, Scholarship is awarded to Cordova High School seniors who have a commitment to further their knowledge of the arts in college as either a major, minor, or elective courses. This year, their $500 scholarship goes to Grace Marie Reyes. I got out of order, I'm sorry. You ready? Okay. Miss Iceworm. The Miss Iceworm program has long recognized Cordova's outstanding young women. The program's objective is threefold: to recognize high-achieving young women, to provide educational, career, and personal development opportunities, and to award financial scholarships. These students demonstrate good character, hard work, and involvement in school and community. Winning first runner-up in 2020, $1,000 to Maya Russell. Now we're going to get Zaya back up here. Zaya won second runner-up in 2020 for $500. I apologize, I really did get out of order on these. So Zaya also won the Cordova Arts and Pageant Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. I think I'm back on track now. The Copper River Watershed Project would like to present their scholarship to this senior for demonstrating excellence in academic achievement as well as dedication to the preservation of the economy, culture, and environment of the Copper River Watershed. The $1,000 scholarship this year goes to Maya Russell. Little Chapel is awarding the Gary Barnes Scholarship in honor of one of their former pastors. This year, the $1,000 scholarship goes to Zaya Taylor. She's going to stay. The PTA Knoll Palace Memorial Scholarship. Cordova PTA wants to say thank you to those who applied to our scholarship program and congratulate the winners. It was a pleasure for the committee to read their essays and see all of their outstanding accomplishments. We further want to wish these students well as they graduate from high school and move on to exciting future events. This year, they're giving a $1,000 scholarship to Zaya Taylor. St. Joseph's Catholic Church would like to present their scholarship to Justin Lim, the amount of $1,000. Cordova Telecom Cooperative awards scholarships to seniors who will attend an accredited academic or vocational institution. The student's parents or guardian must be an active member of CTC or CWC. The student must have been a resident of Alaska for not less than 4 years or have attended school in Cordova for at least 2 years. And they must have demonstrated success in an academic or vocational field. This year, getting a $1,500 scholarship, Quentin Puma. Also, they're awarding a $2,000 scholarship to Zaya Taylor. And they're awarding a $2,250 scholarship to Maya Russell. Conrad Memorial Scholarship. Percy Conrad is a longtime resident of Cordova. He established this scholarship to benefit the community that welcomed him when he first arrived. It is awarded to a student intending to pursue a course of study in marine biology, with preference given to students attending the University of Alaska or the University of Washington. This year, Maya Russin is the recipient of their $2,384 scholarship. Cordova Electric Cooperative Scholarships are awarded to students entering a vocational, technical, or trade program. This year there are 2 recipients. $5,000 to Quentin Muma. $5,000 to Chris Belpena. In addition to our local scholarships, some of our seniors were awarded scholarships from the institutions they will be attending. Stand up and wave where you are if you'd like to. Maya Russin. Maya has been awarded the University of Alaska Fairbanks and Oak Pledge Scholarship at the amount of $3,000 a year for 4 years for a total of $12,000. Zaya Taylor. Zaya has been awarded the Adrian College Fine and Performing Arts Scholarship at $2,000 a year for $8,000 total. The Adrian College Academic Departmental Scholarship at $8,000 a year for $32,000, and the Adrian College Trustee Scholar with Academic Distinction, $20,000 a year. Seniors, you have had a senior year unlike any other, and you have all impressed me this year. Wait for the last time. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with each and every one of you, and you will be greatly missed. I know you're going to be successful in whatever you choose for your future. Thank you so much.
What a great day to be a Wolverine. Thank you to our students for their commitment to excellence. Thank you to our teachers and staff for taking time to recognize these achievements. Thank you to all of the local scholarship donors that invest in the future success of these young people. Thank you, families, for your support. We're counting down the days until graduation on Saturday, May 15th at 5:30 p.m. Make sure you watch it on YouTube, Cordova Wolverines live event streaming, or be with us here in person. Thank you so much. Good night.